wanted to impose war on us, and how Pakistan's economy could have got influence or damaged by that. So for this, I would request Sardar Yasir Ilyas, the young and owner of this hotel.
Internationally, मेरे बहुत प्यारे भाई बैठे हुए हैं. He was an ace pilot. Arun Masood Saab, who's also been my instructor in during Iran's program. Kaleem Saab, my former IG बैठे हुए. We have such a galaxy of heroes here already. So I'd like to thank you for the honor. When we talk about Pakistan and its importance in the region, I think that's no longer a question. For especially countries like India. This is one of the reasons why it started. हमारा जो recent program था, the OPF conference and Minerals conference, it was very rightly timely organized, in which our armed forces was very much involved in organizing, helping organize. They were the backbones because security is important. Getting people from back to Pakistan is important, and they're playing a major role. Whether we're talking about minerals conferences, whether we're talking about the Green Pakistan initiative, so the armed forces have been playing, but they're playing a more proactive role now. At that conference, the army chief very categorically said that now it's not a question of when is Pakistan going to rise. The question has changed: how fast is Pakistan going to rise? And coincidentally, India thought about provoking us just when the time was right. It's not a coincidence, it's planned. Obviously, Pakistan is rising, and Pakistan is rising because it deserves to rise. It has had issues because of the regional instability. We all know this, that the cost that Pakistan has paid with hundreds of thousands of losses of life, both civilians and armed forces, because of the war in Afghanistan. The collateral damage has been faced by Pakistan. And definitely, political and economic stability have a direct correlation. They're not mutually exclusive. They're interdependent. If there's political stability, there's going to be economic stability. And so we've not been able to gain that, although we've got everything we need right here. At the Minerals Conference, we categorically said that we have about $10 trillion worth of reserves of various types of metals, various types of gems. We're looking at about 70, 80 types that we've yet to explore. We have over 5,000 plus mines being operated. That's nothing. We could have many more. So when we're moving in the right direction, why are we being provoked? Because financially, economically, they don't want Pakistan to grow. A stable Pakistan is not good for especially countries like India or for Israel. And the Prime Minister of Israel, he said this openly. He said that we let Pakistan go, and Pakistan's nuclear program was allowed. We cannot allow Iran. So they're just opening up now. I mean, it's not like we haven't known this. We've known this, but they've not been vocal about it. Now they are being vocal about this. So Pakistan's growth is not in the interest of countries like those, like India or Israel, because they've got issues. It's an inferiority complex, maybe, or maybe insecurity. The reason I say this is when we look at the economy size, India is a far bigger economy. You're looking at just the stock market alone. The market capitalization as of today is about $5 trillion. It's a huge market, naturally, much bigger country, 1.2 billion. And you look at Pakistan's market capitalization, stock market is about 20, 30 billion, give or take. It's a huge difference, right? So imagine the impact. If they were in the right frame of mind, imagine the impact that this adventure cost them. So we lost about, let's say, about 10% because of the volatility. Naturally, what happens is when there's any form of instability, whether political or riots, anything happens, people panic. And when people panic, they exit the stock market. So we faced about 10% dip. So imagine 10% out of 30 billion, but imagine 10% out of 5 trillion. 5 trillion is a far bigger amount. So they faced a bigger hit. Also at the same time, tourism took a hit. So we are just picking up on tourism, but imagine India. They have far more tourism, far more hotels. I can tell you that within Islamabad alone, because of the delegations that cancelled, because of the visits, the conferences that were organized, within a week's time, our hotels in Islamabad lost about 400 to 500 million rupees of business. 40 से 50 करोड़ रुपए का एक हफ्ते में हमें immediate cancellations आ गई कि बैंक्वेट में आपकी वेडिंग्स हो रही हैं, आपके होटल रूम्स थे, कॉन्फ्रेंस, it just happened. So imagine उस साइड पे हमारे 50 करोड़ का हुआ, उनको कम से कम 3-4 अरब का होगा, कम से कम. So they were not in the right frame of mind because for any country, the leader considers the economy as a backbone. It should be the priority. Economy है तो खुशहाली आएगी, रोजगार क्रिएट होगा, इन्वेस्टमेंट आएगी, FDI आएगी. अगर स्टेबिलिटी नहीं होगी तो कुछ नहीं आएगा. रोजगार कहाँ से हम देंगे? So it was an adventure. एक miscalculated adventure उन्होंने लेने की कोशिश की and they paid the price for it. अल्लाह हर काम में बेहतरी करता है, especially जब आपकी नीयत साफ हो. हमारी नीयत हमेशा साफ थी. We're not the people who provoke. We're on the defensive side. We were not on the offensive side. But they provoked us and they face the consequences. We've said this openly. Amr Saab has said this openly, that we were different. We could have taken out 20 aircraft. 20 जहाज उनके हम गिरा सकते थे, but we were not aggressors. We said we will not. let this be resolved amicably. हम भी 4-5 मिसाइल और फेंक सकते थे वहाँ पे, and we didn't go for the collateral damage because उस साइड पे मुसलमान है, उस साइड पे भी human life है. नबी पाक ने क्यों कहा था? उन्होंने इसलिए कहा था कि there's a loss of life. और इस्लाम ये कहता है कि एक जान बचाना पूरी उम्मा बचाने के बराबर है. ये नहीं कहता किसी यहूदी के बारे में, क्रिश्चियनिटी के बारे में, कहता पूरी उम्मा, ह्यूमैनिटी की हम बात करें. That's Islam. Islam talks about entire humanity. It is not, it's irrespective of which religion it is. So I think whether we, when we look at all these advances, even today, because of what's happening with Israel and Iran, today the market's taken a hit of about 2 to 3%. It's panic. And what's changed in the last 1 year alone is Pakistan's stock market is now being looked at by overseas investors. We had a significant amount of money come into the Pakistan market from abroad, from the profits that we recouped. So this is a huge return. Within 1 year, we gained 50% returns on our investments, 78,000 points. It's one of the biggest growths worldwide. No market has given returns of 50%. $2.5 billion in profits was taken from Pakistan stock market within the last 1 year. So now, because of all of this issue with Iran and Israel, people have stopped investing at the moment. So it obviously affects us. Same thing happened when the Indian attack happened. So we have to be very considerate on how we can bring investment back. That's through stability, and stability across the entire region. Because obviously we're all interdependent. This issue with India, our trade was also affected. Whether we're talking about oil, whether we're talking about any form of bilateral trade, naturally your shipping lines, your airlines, everything gets affected. Even today, I flew in this morning, my flight was delayed by 1.5 hours. And it's not just me, the flights to Canada are cancelled. Delta Air canceled their flight. Canada canceled the flights, and today Air Arabia has canceled the flights to a number of other countries, including Jordan, including Iran, including a few others as well. So this is very, very important that we have to understand this, that the countries that are creating this chaos are not just creating chaos for 2 or 3 countries, for the entire region, and now the entire world, because we're talking about multiple countries getting engaged into a battle between 2 countries. So dynamics have changed, and I think when Pakistan's discussions arises at a forum like this, it all played out in our favor. It was tit for tat, but we went beyond that, alhamdulillah. So हमें फ़ख्र है अपने आर्म फोर्स पे, फौज पाकिस्तान पे, कि जो 2 एस्पेक्ट्स हैं उसके. एक तो ये कि जो हमें एक साइकोलॉजिकल डिवाइड था, क्रिएट किया गया था एक वक्त के लिए, कि नहीं ये चीज़ गलत है, वो लोग इंगेज हुए हैं, राइटली इंगेज हुए. मैं समझता हूँ कि पाकिस्तान के अंदर to uphold the constitution and to protect the state, they're rightly engaged. पाकिस्तान की अच्छी एग्जांपल आप ले सकते हैं. आज जो ईरान में हुआ उसके बाद आप कह सकते हैं, मैं हालांकि इस फॉर्म पे नहीं कहना चाहता कि हमारा मुस्लिम मुल्क है, हम ऑलरेडी उनके साथ एंगेज है, मज़ीद इंगेजमेंट होनी है. लेकिन आज जो ईरान में हो रहा है, अगर उनके पास पाकिस्तान जैसी अफवाज होती, 6 लाख प्लस की स्ट्रेंथ होती, तो क्या वो उनके साथ ये हो सकता था? तो imagine the importance of the armed forces, and this is what Pakistan in the next generation has understood. वो generation जिनने वो battles नहीं देखी, जिनने वो कुर्बानी नहीं देखी, जो आज की generation है, they are social media, the Z generation. So they need to understand what price is paid, what the cost has to be paid to survive and to remain, integral. Sovereignty को कैसे intact रखा जाता है, कुर्बानी कौन सी दी जाती है, कैसे दी जाती हैं, what is the state psychological impact क्या होती है when you're in a state of war. So now we're all one. जो एक डिवाइड थी, उनकी बेवकूफ़ी की वजह से alhamdulillah the entire nation now understands the importance of the armed forces and what key role they're playing in holding the country together. बलूचिस्तान में BLA के issues आप देख लें, KPK के अलग हम वहाँ पे war front पे लगे हुए हैं, and all of this is a financial cost. बलूचिस्तान में stability ना होने की वजह से हम वहाँ पे investments नहीं ला पा रहे. It's the biggest province you have. फिर similarly जो आपका coastal belt है, 1200 प्लस की किलोमीटर की हम बात कर रहे हैं, अभी वहाँ पे हम रिजोर्ट्स अभी लाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, आ भी रही हैं, लेकिन बहुत स्लो है. जब तक स्टेबिलिटी नहीं आती, चाइनीज इन्वेस्टर्स हमारे पास नहीं आ रहे, यूएस इन्वेस्टर्स नहीं आ रहे, मिडिल ईस्ट के नहीं आ रहे, हम कहते हैं स्टेबिलिटी लाएं. तो ये स्टेबिलिटी लाने के लिए कुर्बानियाँ कौन दे रहा है? रेंजर्स दे रहे हैं, आपकी आर्म फोर्स दे रही है, पुलिस भी इसमें इन्वॉल्व है, ऑल ऑफ देम. सो दिस इज़ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. एट द सेम टाइम जो हम वापस आते हैं टॉपिक पे ऑन वेयर पाकिस्तान इज गोइंग टू गो फ्रॉम दिस. लुक, जो एडवेंचर किया था, दे अंडरस्टैंड इट्स नॉट जस्ट अबाउट हैविंग द टेक्नोलॉजी, इट्स अबाउट एप्लीकेशन. Pakistan has the right capability to apply the technology properly. It's about how we deploy it. Whether it's the aircraft, whether it's tank, whether it's rifles. I mean, mashallah, New Tech University, nobody thought New Tech is capable. New Tech, for at least this region, New Tech has come up with one of the best sniper rifles, which is now going to be sold commercially. उसकी one आके भी आपकी stock market return आया, हमने ये भी कहा कि 20% से 4.5% पे inflation आई है. तो positives हैं, negatives जरूर हैं, लेकिन बुराई की जगह अच्छाई क्यों डिस्कस करते हैं? इस्लाम क्या कहता है कि मायूसी और नाउम्मीदी एक गुनाह है. तो हमने नाउम्मीद नहीं होना, ना दूसरों को नाउम्मीद करना है. तो अपनी नेगेटिविटी हम घर में बैठ के बिटवीन अ सर्कल ऑफ 4 or 5 डिस्कस कर लें, लेकिन जब हम महफिल में बैठे हैं या इंटरनेशनल मीडिया पे बैठे हुए हैं या नेशनल मीडिया पे बैठे हुए हैं, दूसरों को मायूस ना करें, कैसे वो मायूसी उनको लेट डाउन करेगी और इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं आएगी। आज पाकिस्तान की जो रियल इकॉनमी है 4 or 10 बिलियन इज द ऑफिशियल फिगर, अनऑफिशियल फिगर इज अबाउट $800 बिलियन। वो अनऑफिशियल इकॉनमी क्यों है? पैसे लोग निकालते नहीं है या ऑफिशियली नहीं निकालना चाहते, कहते हैं यार मैंने यहाँ से अनऑफिशियली हवाले के थ्रू बाहर भेजना पैसा। आपको पता है $14 बिलियन, $14 बिलियन इज गॉन टू दुबई अनऑफिशियली। हाउ सैड। किसका पैसा है? ये हमारा पैसा है, पाकिस्तान का पैसा है। व्हाई कैन दैट बी स्पेंट इन पाकिस्तान? बिकॉज ऑफ द कॉन्फिडेंस। सो वी हैव टू ब्रिंग दैट कॉन्फिडेंस बैक दैट पाकिस्तान कैन गिव यू बेटर लाइफस्टाइल, बेटर कंफर्ट, मोर रिस्पेक्ट देन वी विल गेट एनीवेयर एल्स इन द वर्ल्ड। वो आप देखें, मैं क्या एग्जांपल दूँ? आप लोग मैं इमिग्रेशन पे जाते हैं, आपका शक्ल देख के वो कहेंगे यार आप अमेरिकन तो लग नहीं रहे, यू डोंट लुक लाइक अ ब्रिटिश सिटीजन, वेयर आर यू रियली फ्रॉम? तो जब हमने वहाँ जाके पाकिस्तानी ही बनना है, पाकिस्तानी अपने आप को बताना है, so why not be a Pakistani? Why not be a Pakistani at home? These are my own start. Thank you so much, everyone.